Hi everyone, welcome back. This is a reel-to-reel 1952. It's got blue paint on it, and it's a model. I tried to wash the blue paint, and it does come off, so I'm just going to have to take a toothbrush and get in there, clean all that paint off. Model 210-1, 105 to 120 volts, 60 hertz, 95 watts. Now this was made in Chicago. Okay, this is for the plug. Doesn't have a plug for it, but that's where the plug plugs in. But that's what that is. And we turn around here. Here's the front of it. Speakers naturally in here. The side has two ports here. One I'm just thinking right now. Don't really know, but I think one of them's probably for a microphone. And perhaps the other one's for an external speaker or something. I'm not sure. And this is the back. Maybe it's got a speaker in the back too. I don't know. Hinges. Alright, I think it comes open this way. We'll open it up and let's see. There it is. It's Web Core electronic memory. Webster-Chicago. Of it. I don't know if that would come out of there. It would be nice. I don't know if it slide out of there or not. It does, so there we go. Okay, great. So that's it. With this. This is what I got at the Goodwill when I said I got something, and then I went and got it, and then I came back after looking at that Dynavox record player. But you can, and I said, well, I'll get that too. This just looks, I don't know, maybe it's made that way. But yeah, I think they are. But you see, it looks like it's been, I don't know if it's been ate up. It just looks like the, it ain't ate up. I could see the coating that's came off. Cameras, and it looks like it's going to have bearings. Pretty dry there. And that's the one that's driving at that point. Now I'll go back to this other way. This should be driving, and it is. And this should be free. Yeah. So that makes sense. Okay. Let's try first taking this. Here's that magic high for the record level. I wouldn't know how really that works. Some of these screws look loose. Like somebody's been in there. Adjustment for 7. It's on 7.5, then 3 3/4. There's a little hole in there. That almost looks like that's been drilled in there. I'm not quite sure what that's all about. It doesn't look like factory. Right now, anyway. On and off, like I said, you're on and off, and then your volume, then your treble and bass, output. 4 different outputs. That's record level, of course, probably. And then pressed. Standard. No metrics in here. And get these back in here. If I don't drop it. Yeah, these are longer. And they're not. These are tapered and these are not. Oh, that's got a set screw in it. Okay, good thing I saw that. Like maybe this one. I think or is that too small? No, that's it. It's not that tight. There it is. Turn that in a few turns, so don't lose that. Yeah, it's got a little shoulder on it. Okay, take this off, maybe. Where's that got us? Let me see. I know. Yep, it's got another Allen there. Down there. Yeah, that one's going to be a really hard one, I guess. I need to get those. I had some. I don't know if I still got them or I gave them to my son. My youngest son. If I did, I should. I think it's turning. Yeah, it's turning. How far out do I need to go with it? I don't want to drop it. Well, it ain't going to drop it nowhere. Let's see if I can do anything there. Don't know. Don't want to force that. Definitely not none on this plastic here. And what does that do? Oh, there's two of them. Yeah. Gotta get both of them. If I can get it in there. There's two set screws on that side. I remember I got it on the stop. It's nice sometimes to just make a video whether you add it in there or not, because then you can... How did it come off there? Which way was it? You know, facing. Yeah, I think I'm getting it. Yeah, they're not... Let's go back around these ears. I don't know. I was thinking this. You see it spitting on that shaft. There's a reverse burr in there. I can feel it. From the set screws. Well, all I can do is try something like this. It's going to be a reverse burr. And then one over here. Try to do even pressure. There it's coming. There we go. Yeah, I can feel the reverse burr on it. On the shaft. Clean that up, no big deal. Lift that up. There she goes, I think. There it is. Let's take a look under the bottom. Now, why is that hole there? See no reason for it. Wait a minute, there's something way back in. No, there's a hole there. Let me see, maybe it's a speed adjustment or something. Oh my lord, I want to see what that is. Yeah, there's a, it looks like a pot in there. Okay. Here's the, look, the cam here. Oh, I see, that's for the speed. Then it goes up this, that would be oiled, up to that speed. So you'd have to go down, this way or up. Yeah. And that lifts it up. Okay, I'll put a little bit of, that's the cam. There's a film of oil on that. Anything I should be looking for at this point. There's brakes on this now. The springs. Could be cleaned up a little bit. I don't know how much. Let's see if I can do this one. Yeah, I'm pulling them back and they're not going back in, but there looks like there's some meat on them. I don't know how much it's supposed to be. It's the best way to get this out of here. That's going to be tight. The speaker's going to come out with it. I don't know. Oh boy, it's killing my hands, I'll tell you that. Alright, we'll turn it on its side. Take this off this. Dolly. See how I want to go with it. I guess this way. Maybe. Might as well with Dolly. If I ever get it out of there, I need a place to set it. If I get it out of there, right? Maybe I can grab this big old transformer. It's coming. Oh, it's taking off this cover on it. There ain't nothing I can do about that. See if I can, well, it broke there. I don't know if you're going to see that or not. Okay, let's continue. What's that grill? Man, oh man. Just. There it is. It's coming. I just got to give myself some room. Here we go. Gotta watch what I grab because I don't want to grab anything. Oh boy, there it is. I think. Ooh, that hurts the fingers. It says okay there. Okay, okay. Hey, there's a schematic back there. I ain't seeing real bad trouble yet. I'm just hoping these coils are above it. I think it looks all original. A lot of capacitors need to be replaced. A lot of them. I'm going to do one thing. I think it's not going to make any difference, but it'll always be safe than sorry. I want to mark this plug. It's only a 3-pin, and I'm sure that phew, I love the way this smells. No, I don't. I find it disturbing. Get high on that crap. Nobody wouldn't take the time to put that on their nails and toenails. And they outlive us? Really? Really, really? Give her use. That's got a balancing holding that on there. Really, I just, how come I didn't drop them before when I, and this one. And I think that's what holds. Let's just surprise me with something else. See if this lifts off. It will, I think. I will unplug this. Then I think there's going to be a ton of more stuff that should be unplugged. But I ain't seen it anywhere. Make sure. You know what? I think that Magic Eye would have to be unplugged. Yeah, that would have to be unplugged. That ain't gonna be all. I really need to get that out of there all the way. What if I get something over the speaker? Man, is that heavy? Is it me or something? No, there's something in there holding it. It's gotta be that. And I can't get this in there. Is that the wrong size? See, I don't think so. We'll get another size bigger, but no, that's this one here. Oh, this doesn't matter with springs or anything. Oh God, filling up this workbench already. Oh, it seemed like it was under tension. But is it? No, I think that was while I was holding it. Give me some. There we go. What can I lay it on this end? My lord, I think I gotta take the tubes out so I can get some slack, or is this unplugged somewhere? Come on, give me. This is important. Let's just take the tubes out. I'll have some slack, I think. They gotta get it be cleaned anyway. Let me put this back. Ah, bless it. I don't know where I'm at. Let my tube go. God. Now let's see if I can. I want to get this back in there. This is heavy just right here. This piece here is the heaviest part of it. This here's light. Okay, guys, let me turn this around. That motor is. Oh, there's two motors. One for each drive. That makes sense. Just both of the motors being corrupt. I'm going to turn it around so we can see it together here. Cob nest. Spider nest. Let me bring this in and up or something. I don't know. My hands are so dirty I don't want to touch that camera. That should spin for like ever. There's the can dome. Look like spot welded or just welded, you know. And I saw something else on here. Where's the? Oh yeah, the two electric cans are under here. One solution. We'll probably just take them out of there. And what his gauge is this switch? This thing. Obviously. Yeah, it springs back and forth. It's a momentary type of a switch. It just I'd like to know what that is so I can maybe unplug it or something. No, it's soldered. Gotta lean it that way. Maybe watch my speaker. God, that could go right into that basket back behind. Gotta watch that. And then knock that over. Wow. That'd have been nice if I would have unplugged. Where's it going over here? But I put her on this selector switch. And it's soldered in there. Well, I really got my work cut out for me on this one. I see the motor mount. Before I started any electrical repairs on this, I decided to check these heads, the right and left head. And you see there's 3 coils in each head, and one side of the coils are going to ground. And one of the coils I read 3/10, I think it was, documented it. Let me see what I got. 3/10 and 8/10. Yeah, one of them was 3/10, the other one was 8/10, and one was like in the K's, maybe closer to a meg. Forgot, I didn't document that one. So I did the same thing on this one, and they were identical. So these heads have to be okay. These coils, if they were opened, that would be it. There would be no repairs done. Because naturally you're not going to get the heads. And the heads do look good. They don't look worn, so that's a good thing. So far it's go ahead for restoration. I've got the E-caps replaced in here only so far. Well, some resistors that I cut out and decided just to put new in on these E-caps. That's where the resistors were. So there's 3 there. There's all 5 of them, 4, and the one under this resistor is 5. What the hell is that? Oh, it's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 3 resistors that I just threw in there because they were connected to the E-caps, and it's just might as well, right? Even though some of them were intolerant, I didn't care. Alright, so what I want to do is I want to plug it in. I'm going to leave this Magic Eye unplugged. Don't need that in there. Just want to see if I can get any kind of a sound. Turn this on. Turn off my meter. See what kind of voltage is. What time is it? It's 11 o'clock at night. 119. Here we go. It's going to make some noise if that fan is not. Yeah, the fan is a lot quieter. Let's see if the tubes are lighting up. I'm sure they are, wherever they are. Right here in front of me. Yeah, they're glowing. Any kind of a sound. Nothing. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I have to put it on something. It doesn't like that being set up like this. I'm not hearing nothing. Alright, I'm going to take this out and jump it in. I got it too. I don't know. I haven't gotten it. I forgot what that was. Let me see if that print here tells me tone compensation. You know what? We're going to take it out of circuit. I don't know. It's going to be replaced. It's not going to stay in there. It's a 50 volter. I don't. All right, let me get a couple jumpers. I don't think this is going to do it. It's taller. I thought it was something else. I don't have the foil in on this either, so, but it's not going to be important. Maybe you didn't see the. Let me go out on it a little bit. That's the one I clipped. So on the one end, and I don't, like I say, I don't know the foil on this yet, but it's not important at this point. You know, it would be nice if it worked. Okay, where will you be on that side? Way over here doing something. Where? Right here. Well, why is that on that? Am I right? Looks like it. Nope. Nothing yet. It's full blast. I ain't getting nothing, so I've got the linkage and everything working fine. This one was that 2 microfarad that I cut out earlier and put it in there. I don't know the excuse me, I don't know the foil end because I can't detect it, the 2 microfarad on my scope. So I can find it out by putting it on a I've done it before on a amplifier with, I think it's called a fuzz control, and you can hear the noise. I even got a head at one time hooked up a VU meter to watch it, the difference, and then I could tell the foil end. But yeah, so I had to replace this resistor back here. It was out of 189. It was supposed to be 100. I'm right there. I had to. This one here is out of tolerance, and this one's out of tolerance. We'll worry about that later. So I'm over here, and these 2 are the coupling capacitors. What they are is, all right, this is the first amp, second, and third, and these are going from the plate to the grid, and the grid to the plate. So those are important. Not remember, these here could still got to be replaced because they're going to 2 grids on this tube. So we're going to try it. It's in what is it in? It's in like off position. Lights on. DVT is lighting up. Anything. Listen. There it is, my friends. Now it fades away. Did you hear it? There's still some bad caps in there. But you heard it first. I changed these 2. It's hard to tell what they are, but I think they were .01s by the print. Right here. One of them was going to the volume control. The other one over here is going to pin. Let me see. Where's this? Going over to. Now these are the 2 grids, to remind you, on this. This will be the first amplifier. This is ones I suspected were bad anyway, but I decided to go with couplings first. But it's going over to pin 4, and you can see that's making with pin 5, and then it's jumped right over to 7 and 8. But you notice it's in the play area, so that has probably is going to maybe do something. These are the ones, back this out a little bit perhaps, maybe you can see these capacitors that came out of there. They do have that ground on them. on the shell because this is metal and it's a wax capacitor inside of a metal housing. 118. We're going for it. Okay, we're turning it on. That DVT is glowing a little bit, but not much, you know. I should have this on. I should unplug that. Listen. Doesn't sound. There it is. Now you gonna go away? Seemed like it went for a second again. 7. Which is that bias oscillator tube, and there's the coil for it, which I checked out good. And that resistor, I forgot what it was, but it was like way out of tolerance. I think it was way too much resistance, and then maybe a capacitor. So I did change all 3 of them. Resistor and capacitor. Changed a couple of resistors up here because they were bad, and one way back up in here. This one I changed because it was way up under this board here. That I had changed. That I changed, that 1 microfarad, because, well, I cut it out. We're on. This is off. So we'll turn the variac on. 50 volts right here. The heater just kicked on. 117 is acceptable. Alright, here we go. I'm going to turn it on. Watching the DBT. Make sure it didn't. Hey, yeah, it's still going though. That DBT is still going. Come on, give me some sound now. 52 watts. It's so strange. Static than nothing. Go! Alright. I found the problem with the sound fading away. And this has to be something done from the factory. I think it was a lemon. Because it looked like it was... There was a jumper in there on this 3rd AF amp. It was on pins 4 and 3. Well, 4 is your grid right here, and then 3 is your cathode. And you can see there's no connection. It is not supposed to be jumpered. They had a jumper in there. Real small. These pins are so close together. And it was way back at the end of the socket that it took me a while to see it, that it was jumped out. And you can see it's impossible for that. I mean, I've seen this for output tubes in some radios where they do that, but they put like a capacitor, like a 0.02 capacitor in there. But no, you can't have pin 4 with the grid and pin 3 with the cathode wired together or jumpered out. So once I removed that, I started getting the right voltages. I was getting like here and here on the cathode. I was getting 15. It was 15 volts. Okay, on both cathodes, I was getting like 34 to 36. I forgot what it was. Way over the. And that capacitor that goes down there is a 25 microfarad. I put no, I'm taking that back. It's going down there at 40 somewhere. Where did I see that? Because I was reading it at that 40 microfarad. Right here, I'm sorry. This one right here, this 40 microfarad. I was reading about 36 volts, let's say. And that capacitor, this one was in the can, and it's rated for 25 volts. So how, I would have tucking that out at 34 volts. And it's just the way it came from the factory, and it's like that was the whole problem. Why it just probably this tube started getting warmed up, and then just for a split second or something, and then all of a sudden it would cut out, and that was the reason, because they had a jumper there on pin 4 and pin 3. And you can see obviously it does not belong there. So when I cut that, I got my 15 volts on each of the cathodes, 14 something, 14 point, it was 15. And then all of a sudden my sound stayed on. It didn't, you know, after this tube got warmed, it still, had the sound that I was lacking. It was drifting. I mean, it wasn't drifting. It was just fading off within a second. So that was the problem. So, yeah, I don't know. That was a tough one to find because you really couldn't see that jumper. I mean, it was way back in the back of that socket. And between 3 and 4, I mean, there ain't much room there. And I got to looking at it very closely, checking my wiring and checking this output transformer, the corresponding, this is that second AF amp and the phase inverter. That first one's the mic amp and the first AF amp. I got to look at it in here. Everything is fine. So I could not figure it out. Now these two here, these .01s, the only thing that had me going too, because those had that split phase, or not split, split film capacitors in there, where one side was grounded in the middle, while a wire coming out of the center of the capacitor, film capacitor, and that was grounded. And those supposed to be, I think, some kind of a balance, and that kind of is like, well, there's the two of them. There was that one across that grid, and this is the same tube on the other half. There it is there. And I got to thinking, double guessing myself. Do I need those split film capacitors? Because it's supposed to, the capacitors, if you check them, it reads on one end, and the center tap, it reads, I don't know, like 10 picofarad, and the other end with the tap, it reads around 8, 9, 10 picofarad. So I think it has to do something with the balance going to ground. And I kind of think, well, that's got to be a problem. And naturally, you're not going to get those. And these split film capacitors or center tap capacitors, you ain't going to get them. So luckily it wasn't. It was that jumper on that 6SN7 that was causing that problem. I mean, you can't jump out pin 4 and 3. It just don't. It ain't going to work. Like I said, I've seen it in the outputs, and that one's going right to the speaker right here. And I've seen it, not that often, but you see it where it's done on radios. But it's with a capacitor, not just a piece of wire jumper in there and soldered in there. I think it's like a .02 microfarad or something that they put across that. Because, that's one capacitor. I mean, one tube there naturally. So that's what caused that audio to just cut out within like a second or two. It was shorting out. And that when I did that, I didn't have the motor plugged in, and that DBT, that little like glow that I was getting, it went out. So that had to be, just looking at that, it was done that way from the factory. So this was a lemon. That's why I don't think it was got much use. But yeah, that was the fix, removing that jumper to getting the right voltages and my audio. So good thing I had this schematic. Alright, and no, there's no jumper there. So I don't know why they put that jumper in there. It looks like it came from the factory that way, because it was just way back in there, and only 3 3 and 4. You really had to find it. So what was happening, I was getting like this 40 volt 40 microfarad at 25 volts. Well, I got 160 right now, but the can originally was a 25 volt. Well, I was getting like 36 maybe volts there, and I was almost be getting 15. So once I took it out of there, this dropped down to the 15. So it all stabilized by taking a jumper out of there. So I don't know why they did that, but it was probably a lemon when it came out from the factory. I don't know. And I got these soldered back in. Kind of raise this up a little bit away from that resistor. Want to dress your wires accordingly. Don't want to buy too close to that resistor. That'll work. And well, everything else had been changed. Yeah, that's it. It's everything's done under there. It's fused from the factory. 2 amp. I've got this glued back under here again. And I'm going to tell you, I got that lube better than probably. There wasn't that much grease when I got it, so I don't think it was intended to be that much. But yeah, it's all done. All the resistors that's out of town has been replaced, and every cap has been placed. Well, yeah, they are. There was no micas in here. Yeah, there was. There was that 72 picofarad back there and that tone control. That was a precision. It's a 1%er. So I had to order that one. I didn't have anything except at 1%. Now this thing. Get it demagnetized. We're gonna put a tape in here. And you take it away and release it. This one. Listen to the speed. This is me playing Hotel California. It's not. This ain't the Eagles. I would like to hear this at normal speed and volume. 40 years ago, like. Now, get this on pause. That's rubbing. I got to do something about that. I can fix that. Let me think. On pause. Probably had it too loud there, you know. Yeah, that's probably good there. Just barely opening. I adjusted it. I'm adjusting the volume as they go. I want to talk over it. That DPT is glowing just ever so light. And that's because the motors is going. So it's pulling 64 watts. And I think it was rated at 95 watts. Trying different songs. Alright, this is all finished. Break this cabinet, and I got this working great. It ain't going to turn. What I did is I took this shaft and I drilled a thing with about an 1/8 inch bit. And I just drilled far enough, just, I don't know, maybe 3 thousandths, whatever. into there so that set screw will go in it, into the shaft to lock it into place. I could tell when it's locked in place because I got less threads on there. But yeah, that's done. So I'm not going to put a tape in play because we've heard it play. So that's it. Best I could do for this old 71-year-old machine. Don't have a microphone for it, but we see we can retape off the line. Whether it be a phonograph, radio, whatever source you have. And that's it. And then I got this cover back on. And the blue paint. Pretty much gone. Luckily it was a water-based paint. I mean, there's a couple spots, but I used Windex and a toothbrush to get it under these. So, that's it. I got the reel there. And actually can hang up two reels on that one. I never tried it on this side, yeah. Yeah, I'll take 2 reels. I put this washer here, fiber washer, just to keep that from rubbing. Still got good grab, you know. So it ain't gonna rub. This is electronic memory. And why they couldn't back then call it reel to reel or tape recorder or something. So I don't know, but it's working. So another good find at the Goodwill. Now I get it off my workbench and start on another project. So I don't know. Hope you found something interesting on this thing. And thanks for watching.